welcome to my channel and welcome to my weigh-in. I'm gonna roll my eyes. You'll see why in a minute. We would be doing this outside, but they are hammering across the street, and I figured it would be too much of a distraction because it seems like even I do talk quieter out there because things travel around the neighborhood. You can hear everybody's conversation. They don't realize it. I realize it, and everybody don't need to know my business. So it picks up everything outside a whole lot louder than me. The birds, the traffic, and then of course the hammering. So listen, I'm gonna tell you how that I'm gonna tell you how they build in that house. We hadn't used this one in a while. So I left my paper in yonder, and I'm too lazy to go get it, but I do remember I weighed in at 323 even for a gain, yes, I said a gain, of 2.4, and that puts me at 54.1, I'm pretty sure. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. I ate too much. I simply ate too much. We went out to eat, which I don't think that would have made that big of a deal because it was just one meal out of all the meals. While I didn't make the best choices, I was going to try not to go out and eat, but we had a project we were working on around the house, and I helped, and I was dog tired. I mean, I was dragging, I was hurting, I was tired. I'm like, we eating out. That's how it happens around here. Getting that frog again. And so we had Sonny's. I could have made better choices, but I didn't want to. I was tired and I didn't want to. That's how I get. If I get sick, I don't care. If I'm tired, I don't care. I don't. That's me. Like it or lump it, that's me. Well, I've had Sebastian 2 days, and I got into food with him. So I got to eating with him. And I don't buy him the best of things because I don't get to see him that often. I don't know what he gets up there, but I know what he likes. And so he's going to get what he likes down here, regardless. He got up one morning. I said, what you want for breakfast? He said, macaroni and cheese. I said, you got it. What's the difference? I'm like Frank on, no, not Frank. The dad on Roseanne when they come to visit on the earlier shows, and he give the kids cookie for breakfast. And Roseanne's like, oh, and he's like, well, what's the difference? They eat cookies now, they eat cookies later. Kind of how I feel. You eat it now, you eat it later. You're still eating it during the course of the day. So I know you're supposed to fuel your morning, but waffles, I think it's probably as good or better for you than waffles. So that's the other thing he eats. So anyway, that's how we do it down here in this house. So I ate stuff with him. Then I committed the cardinal sin of weight loss. I gave in and I gave up. I didn't give up my journey. I didn't give up the bigger picture. I gave up the week. I just gave up. I gave in to what I wanted, and I gave up to the rest of the week. I did what you're not supposed to do. I said, oh well, I've already done this much. What's the rest of the week? I'll start new on Thursday. Thursday's my start over day. Why do we do that? Why do we wait until our start date? Like, the joke is, well, I'll start Monday. I guess Monday is really a lot of start dates for a lot of people. That's the beginning of their week, and they start their diet that day. So why do we do that? Because I don't know. But I did. I gave in, and I ate what I wanted. I ate stuff with him, but then I also ate stuff that I had, and I don't have bad stuff. I don't have any bad stuff in my house as far as stuff I shouldn't have, like, snack cakes and all, kind of stuff like that. But I ate like too many nuts and Fiber One bars and whatever I found in cheese. I can't think what all, but I ate too much of everything. I just ate too much, and it showed up on the scales, and I got nobody to blame but myself. I mean, should I stopped when I realized I was going down that path? Yes, but I felt like, I know some of y'all have felt like it. I felt like I was on that tricycle going down that hill, and that tricycle ain't got no brakes. And so I rode that tricycle all the way down to the bottom. That's what I did. I rode that tricycle all the way down to the bottom. Today's a fresh, brand new day. Yes, I messed up even till yesterday. I was eating way too many nuts. I just couldn't stop eating the nuts. I just couldn't stop eating them. And they're in little baggies. So I just kept getting bagged. I ate like 3 little baggies, 3 ounces of nuts. Who eats 3 ounces of nuts? Well, I did. There's really not that many nuts in an ounce. So volume-wise, it wasn't that many, but it was. You know what I mean? It was a good sit down snack in front of the TV. So today's that new day. I'm getting back on it today. I'm feeling, and I was feeling kind of sorry for myself. Kind of like, why are you doing this? You're pitiful, you know. Which I'm not pitiful. I'm just human. I'm just human like that. We all have these things. We've all had this happen to us. If you hadn't, then you are Superman or Superwoman. And I would love to know your secret, because I don't know that secret. I don't know how to be perfect all the way through. I don't know how to just slide on through. Now, it puts me behind on my goal, but what can I say? I did it to myself. So anyway, that's where we stayed on that. We had a game, and I don't know anything else to say about it except for that's that. my pity party's over. I'm not beating myself up. I'm not, I'm just starting back today, getting it out of my system. I guess, I hadn't had a week like that, and I don't remember. I really do not, because up until when we quit Nutrisystem, I hadn't done it. And then on Nutrisystem, I was good as gold. I didn't do anything on Nutrisystem, and we hardly ever eat out. If we even ate out, Subway was the only thing we ate out. And and we counted it, so it still fit into the program. And we didn't have any eating off the plan. I did so good on Nutrisystem. I really did. And then after Nutrisystem, I hadn't had any. This is the first time in months that I went off so bad, and I guess it was a long time coming, because you just can't go but straight so long before you hit a bump in the road. You just can't. Those speed bumps, they're out there, and you're going to hit one, and that's what I did. I hit a speed bump. So that's all we'll say about that. Let me tell you about this house over here. So y'all know they knocked down Uncle Eddie's house, and those of you that are new, Uncle Eddie was my, what shall we call him, kind of neighbor. I call him Uncle Eddie because he had about the class of Uncle Eddie. He used to do he was a nutcase. You think the old goat's a nutcase? He's a snoopy, anal retentive nutcase. Uncle Eddie was a volatile, crazy man nutcase. He did all kind of crazy stuff, and him and his girlfriend and his wife, I don't know what. I don't know. Anyway, they knocked his house down, which used to be my great aunt's house. So I grew up in that house. But it was like old, back when she had it. And she's been gone for, umpteen years. So they knocked it down, and they're putting up 3 houses back down through that property. Well, that little house, oh my gosh, it's such a little house. I can't figure out if they're going to have 3 bedrooms or if they're going to have 2 bedrooms. That will determine if we're going to have kids or not. Which, they're a dangerous spot on the road to have kids. That they better watch them like hawks if they do. So anyway, they got the bottom poured. I told David they were messing with me. They had the plumbing up in the dirt. They took the plumbing down, poured the concrete, put the plumbing back up there. I look back out, the plumbing's back down. I look back out, the plumbing's back up. I look back down, the plumbing's back out. I look back down, the plumbing's back up. I kid you not. I don't know what they were doing over there. They was messing with me, I think, on purpose. I ain't never seen nothing like that ever. So then I can hear them hammering. They started framing it, right? Well, I was sitting out there with Sebastian. We was blowing bubbles. We'll talk about that in a minute. Listen, the boy was up on the ladder that he was handing him the boards, the 2x4s. He was holding it with his hand and had the circular saw and was just ripping it down, right? He did 2 of those. He went in the house. He held them up on the wall. Apparently they didn't fit. He comes back down. He gets his tape measure, pulls his tape measure up, then lets the tape measure go back, then marks it, then rips it with that circular saw again. Not a saw buck in sight. He ripped every board like that. He was doing it again yesterday, just holding them and ripping them, handing them to him. I ain't never seen a house built like that in all my born days. Even when David was out here building this ramp, he had sawbucks, and when he measured, he actually marked it where the tape measure was. He didn't let the tape measure go and then figure out where to put the mark. And he had him like a T-square type thing as a triangle. I guess you call it. It's not really a T, but it's a triangle, whatever you call that thing. And he would use that as his guide to guide that circular saw so it'd be a straight line. I don't know how they put that house together, but I'm gonna tell you what, they flew. They've got and we had a big thunderstorm day before yesterday, so they had to stop in the middle of the day for a good little bit and let that storm pass. And they got there and they worked till almost dark. I mean, they out there hopping it. They got the framing done. They got the outside boards put up, the windows cut out, the little dormer thing in the front, whatever you call it, I don't know. And then yesterday they were working on putting the roof on, so they got not the shingles, but the wood part, Now they used a crane to put their rafters up. The house in front of me, they did not. Those boys rigged up a rope system, and it was a 2-story house, and they pulled those rafters up by a rope because I watched them do it. They even dropped one. I bet that thing warped. Oh, Lord, I bet that thing warped. That house set out framed in the rain because I told you about how much rain we had that season and what all we had to go through with the ceiling. Well, it was more than a leak. Pouring, David falling through the roof, the tarp on the front porch. We had to sweep the water out of the tarp, run the water down, and that house sat out there in the rain for, oh my gosh, it was like monsoon season. So I can only imagine how their house is going to warp. I really, really, and the price they paid for that, and they don't have a clue what they bought. That's the thing. You buy these houses, you don't know what you're buying. So anyway, that's how they building that house. But me and Sebastian, we sat out there and blow these bubbles. Listen, that child, he woke up. Now, he remembers something. We'll blow bubbles tomorrow because, it gets hot out there. He woke up that second morning. First thing, his feet hit the floor. Can we blow bubbles? I say, we sure can. So we went out there first thing blowing bubbles, but he loves to catch them. He likes to punch them. He plays Mega Man, and he does all this punching, and he catches them with his mouth, and he catches them with his head. He holds the big round bubble wand, catches them with that. He chases them back and forth across the porch. So we're out there, and I have to blow the bubbles. He very rarely ever blows bubbles. He will a little bit, but mostly he's just wanting me to blow them so he can catch them. It's a tray, and I have to lean down over the side of the chair because there's arm of the chair, and I got to lean pretty good to get down to it to do the bubbles. And he wants them nonstop. Well, One of them times I told him, I'm like, listen, Mama got to rest her arm. My arm is tired. So then he decided he was going to sit down. He wasn't going to blow bubbles either. So he sat there for about 10 seconds. We'll give him 30 seconds. He gets up and he goes, is your arm still rusty? I said, I reckon not. So we blow more bubbles. I thought that was too funny. I don't know where he got that from. I don't. I do not know. And then he was telling me we had took our water out there because it's been hot. Oh my gosh, it's been hotter than 40 down here. Yesterday it was 97 with a feel of 105. I stayed in after I got my groceries. I didn't go back out. He wasn't here yesterday. It was the day before. And it wasn't as hot as it was yesterday. Still hot. And that's in my porch in the shade. It was still, we went out there for a little bit that second time, or third time, I don't know how many. I'm like, ooh, we got to go back in. But we had our water out there, and I took some water. He goes, yeah, better drink our water. I said, yeah, we better. It's hot out here. He goes, yeah, we got to stay rehydrated. That reminds me when RJ was little, and we was talking about Mama. She was retired, and so he told her, he goes, are you tired? And she was just like, yes, I am. Kids are so funny. They're just so funny. I wish I could remember all the stuff he says. He speaks like a little adult, and he enunciates his words. You know, I just talk like I talk. What y'all hear is what y'all get. That's just how I talk around here. Now, when I had a job, I spoke like I was supposed to. You know, I had an office voice. I still sounded Southern because people would comment it all the time, but I spoke properly. Around here, I just speak like I speak. I speak to y'all like I speak. Listen, I type like I speak. when I'm messaging with Joan or whoever, I just type like I talk. He enunciates like he plays his game. How he plays these little video games is beyond me. He's only 5.5, which he's so big. He's so big for his age. He's just like his daddy. But he plays that Switch, and it's a handheld video game. And he knows exactly what he's doing. I don't know it. He knows it like he's a grown-up. But he likes to play Mega Man. And he would, all the time, you want to watch me beat this boss? I said, yes, I do. And he'll come over and crawl up on my lap, and we'll be looking. And he'll goes, oh, I have already defeated him. I'm like, I say, oh, you already defeated him? I have defeated him. We were out there one time, listen, we was out there blowing them bubbles, and he brought his Switch out there because he wanted to hear the music. There's a song on Mega Man that he likes the song. Well, he was doing the Mega Man dance. And I said, can I videotape you doing it? He goes, yeah. So he put the music on, and he starts dancing. He's doing his arms, and like he's killing people, and he's twirling around and doing his thing. And I took a video of that, and I sent that to RJ. Oh my gosh, loved it. He's been taking him to the park, and one park we got's got a nice big creek, and they let you go in it. It's got like flat rocks, and it goes down, and it's got little sandy areas, you know, on down through the thing. It's a nice little creek. And so he let him go in it. The last, well, not yesterday, because RJ said he was too tired to walk down to it. And the time before that, they were in it, but he couldn't like sit down in it because he had his clothes on. So Papa wanted to take him to buy T-ball stuff because he'll be playing T-ball in July, and then he'll be here that month before kindergarten. Well, I told RJ, I said, find out what he needs. He needed a helmet and cleats and a glove. So Papa said, we going shopping. So they all went shopping Monday. Got him all that. Well, he bought him a couple bathing suits too. So next time they go, he can get down in the creek and get in the water and play. So he's excited about that. But his little helmet, he looks so cute. It's a little bit big, but RJ said the one smaller than that just like squeezed his head off. So he got that one. But anyway, I don't think I know much else. I don't think I do. Old goat ain't done nothing. Ride around looking. They go by, and when they ride by the house, they just look. Listen, speaking of looking, I was in the drive-through of CVS yesterday. The woman in front of me, because I had my music on, maybe she could hear it. Maybe she just could hear my thumping or something. She was looking down through her rear view mirror, side view mirror, just looking at me, just staring at me. I mean, she was staring me down. And I would just be like, looking at her. I'd start doing my I'm like, what are you looking at, lady? So that was that. But what I got, I'll tell you, what I got was the doctor put me on that Ozempic. It's for diabetes. And she said it could help you lose weight. Well, it's an injectable, as in with a needle. I told her I didn't think I could do it. She goes, yes, you can. The needle's very small. You won't feel it. She said, you can do it. I'm like, okay, I'll try. So I got it. I asked the pharmacist, like, where do you put it? Like, do you jab it? What do you do? She goes, you can put it in your belly or you can put it in your thigh. She goes, they like it somewhere where it's, she didn't say meaty, but she was meaning the term is don't put it in your fat. Put it where it goes somewhere into your, like, it'll get into your body, I guess. She goes, you might want to mix it up, in case you bruise or something. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I can't do this. If I got to jab it so hard that I bruise, I'm done. Well, I told David yesterday, I said, if I can't do it, you going to do it for me? He goes, yeah, if you want me to. I'm like, I thought he'd be gagging because he's got a gag reflex and apparently the gag reflex don't go to shooting people with needles. So I wanted to do it on Thursday so I could remember weigh in Thursday, injection Thursday. I got it out this morning. I read about it. I watched the video just to see how if she had to do it like this or if she pushed it in or what. And they told me the needle was small. Well, when I got it all hooked up, put the needle in and everything, that needle is T90. It is. It's just T90. I thought, well, I'll do it in my thigh first. So I twisted it to the medicine. I'm supposed to titrate, up if I can tolerate the smallest. Then I'll go to the next so I can tolerate that. Then she'll put me on the highest. So I got it down here on my, I got a little red spot where I hit it. I put it on my knee and my thigh and I'm like, okay, we're going to do it. I didn't feel the thing go in. And it's just not hardly far to put it in at all. And then you just mash the button down till it click, 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 and it's through, and you're done. So, nothing to it. I can't believe I was so scared of it. I did, many years ago, I had went to a nutritionist, and she wanted to put me on something, I don't remember what it was. She wanted to put me on some kind of injectable that she said would make me lose weight. I don't know if it was this type of drug, but it was many years ago. I don't know how old this drug is. Well, there ain't no generic, so I think it would have been out long enough to have a generic, but it was some kind of drug she wanted me to, and it was an injectable. I told her I couldn't do it. Well, the needle was a lot bigger than what we had here, and I sat back here on this bed holding my belly and that needle in my hand, and in my head I couldn't do it. I probably would have been fine doing it. I don't think it was as easy as this one. I think they've come a long way in their design, but my brain wouldn't let me do it. I sat back here for probably 3 hours. I make no exaggeration. It was at least 3 hours, and they would come back there every now and then and check on me. I'd just be sitting on the bed trying to do that needle. I couldn't do it. Never could do it. Not even the first time. I just let her know, nope, not doing it. So I was shocked that it happened this morning. So I am quite proud of myself. Yes, I am. Well, I don't think I know nothing else. I ain't been nowhere. Well, I did go to the Dollar Tree. I don't know if I'll do a haul or not. I didn't really get that much exciting stuff. I just had some things that I knew the Dollar Tree had that um, if I could get it there, then I wouldn't have to get it at the grocery store and pay a little bit more for it. And our Dollar Tree opens at 8. So I got there before I went grocery shopping. And that's all I know, I think. I'll tell you one thing about grocery shopping. Food line, now they say they're like the cheapest. They're not really. I think they're cheaper than Harris Teeter, but with Harris Teeter's sales, like I tell David, it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other. But I enjoyed shopping at Food Line last week, so I thought I needed chicken, and I liked the chicken they had, so I went back there specifically because I like their chicken. Well, Food Line will not offer to help you with your groceries out to the car. Harris Teeter, they always ask you, do you need help? They ask me, do you need help out? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Publix, would you like me to take this out for you? Every time if you go to Publix. Those two grocery stores will help you out. Food Line, here's your groceries. Sayonara. They don't care. Listen, I can't have walk. I had a grocery buggy mound up. Did nobody ask me to help me? Sent me on my merry little way. So there's just a little factoid about the Food Line. Of course, you don't get no help at Aldi's neither. You don't get no help at Walmart's neither. But anyway, so that's that. I may have to go today and get Flair some bugs. I'm not sure. I got to go out tomorrow and give some blood. Not give blood, do some lab work blood. This is a new place, and every time I go to a new place, I have to tell them, now, I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job, but we're new, you don't know me, and I take the little baby butterfly in my hand because I have this thing, I can't touch it. I have this thing about the crook of my arm that freaks me out. I just can't do it. The stretchy tight thing, they whatever you call it, they put on you to, before they stick you. I can't. You put that on my arm up there, I'm gonna freak out. Now I can get tattoos. I can just sit there with that needle poking me 1,000,000 times and it don't bother me. But something about shooting that needle up in the crack of my arm, I can't do it. So I take it right there. If they can't get that one, they try that one. If they can't get that one, they try like here and here. I had one time I went, because I sometimes dry as bone. I drink water before I go and everything. He finally got it right here, like right, and it's funny, they can feel, he can feel right through my tattoos, anywhere on my arms. They can do it. They know what they're doing. At least my one man did. And I can't cross over now. I can't go to him because it's two different medical systems. Because like, oh, can I? She's like, no. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to this new place. I always get nervous when new people takes my blood. But she wants to check my kidneys and something else to make sure all this mess I'm taking is not hurting anything. And so I do that tomorrow. Then I got my psychiatrist on Saturday. Yes, if you're new, I see a psychiatrist. I am bipolar. I take medication for it. I advocate highly for anyone with a mental illness to seek help. Here's our PSA for today. If you have a mental illness, seek help for it. Don't worry about whatever people think of you. It doesn't matter what the stigmatism is about it. You handle you, because you got to live in your body. Nobody else does. Nobody else lives in my body. They don't know what I go through. They don't know what bipolar does if they've never had bipolar. And medicine fixes a lot of it, but it doesn't cure it. It doesn't cure it. I can only imagine. Well, I don't have to imagine. I know. I know before I got medicated how bad I was. It was not good. And then I started seeing the psychiatrist, and he got me situated. So I think, knock on wood, I'm situated in a place, my medicine, to where it's doing good for me. But don't suffer in silence. Don't suffer. Even if you've not been diagnosed with a mental illness, if you feel like you have one, go see somebody, talk to them about it, tell them about it. That's their job. That's their specialty. They know how to recognize just by talking to them, telling them what you do, how you feel, how you react. They can figure out what's wrong with you. And if they can't get it the first time, they'll keep trying until they do. But you fix yourself. You got to live in your body, and you got to live in the world with however your body reacts to the world. And so you fix your body so that your body reacts to the world in a way that you can live your life a whole lot more comfortable. So don't worry about nobody. Anybody want to say something to you, you send them to me. I'll set their little record straight, because there ain't nothing wrong with it. So I guess we will end on my PSA today. So that's it for me. Had a gain. Ain't gonna have a gain next week. Got back on track today. But only had breakfast to get started so far. So anyway, I will see you on my next video.